Oh man, where do we start? I mean, holy cow, it's been about a month and a half, and I kind of don't know where to start. But I think this is something that feels a little bit more right, and we're going to kind of go with it. This is episode one. This is episode one of I don't know, like Hut 26, the state of Hut 26, new content that comes out. What cards to push for, playing the market. I'm going to give you kind of all the insight I have from, doing this for a couple years. And let's play a little bit of catch up. Let's rewind it a little bit. Obviously, Hut 26 came out earlier this year. So we got the game back in September. We're now into November. Pretty nuts. Couple days from the birthday here. But I just kind of wanted to go over, my thoughts on the state of the game. And I know other people do that, but what's going good, what's going bad. And I'll give you my 2 cents. And there's a lot of stuff to cover. There really is. And that's why I say episode one, because this is going to be very layered, more open. And I think that's going to kind of be the best format for it. But I want to get your guys' thoughts on it. I really do. I feel like there's less people playing the game this year than last year. And I think there's a lot of things that go into that. But I think there's a lot of I don't know how to word it. I think there's just a lot of things that have gone right, and there's a lot of things that have gone wrong. And the first thing I'm going to cover is, it's the easy starting point for me. I think today's episode, we're going to focus on the XP path, along with like your overall AP and salary boosts, the goods and the bads. Now, I think some of the things that are goods for me, and you guys will have to give your 2 cents. I think the ability points and having line combinations is good. I think the overalls are 50-50. I think it's fun making these overall lineups. I think it's bad because I have potentially like a 98-97 line and we're in November. At the same time, the length of those just don't really last a whole lot of time. I mean, I get this DuPont and the Kishkin line that gives me a salary boost and an overall boost. And then, we have a new XP path coming out and these cards could be potentially worthless. So all the time and effort you put in for grinding, you're only getting it for maybe a week or two until you have to redo your entire lineup based off of what comes out next. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, if you look above my noggin, you're going to see salary, overall, AP boost. Now, if you hit right trigger, if you're on the Xbox, you can see all these different combinations, which another talking point is they need to change this. Watch this. I'm just going to doom scroll. This is how many different overall line combinations for offense there are. And we just got to the defense. Okay. Then at the same time, you got your defense, which they're going to have more overall combinations and stuff like that. And it just takes forever to scroll through. How do you know? How do you know how to navigate? There has to be a more clean cut, clear way of doing this if this is the future of the game. And that's just overall. We haven't even touched on anything for AP boost, salary boost, or anything like that. So it takes a while to do that. These combinations don't last that long, and the overalls, they can get pretty intense or high. I mean, look at this Team of the Week, Stars of the Month. +3 overall, but a $12 million salary boost, +8 AP boost. It's just, it feels egregious. I don't know. I like it for unlocking the AP, so you can't just stack and have everything. There has to be some sort of like common synergy, and I really like it. And this year, I think I've had more fun building the lineup than the actual gameplay itself. The gameplay will be another episode. Like, we're going to go into all of it. But today, I'm just strictly focusing on this XP path, and what we're starting out with is the AP, salary, and overall boost. I think there's a lot of good things that come from this. You don't see the same lineups at the beginning of the year. You really didn't. But now that they have these just crazy overall boost, these crazy salary / overall boost, or crazy salary and AP boost, the issue you're really running into is now you start facing the same lines over and over and over again. So instead of Hockey Ultimate Team, it feels like I'm just facing this carbon cut team, unless you're playing, your champs games and somebody couldn't afford one of the lines. Well, it's still going to be these same exact lines, but maybe instead of DuPont and Nikishkin, I'm facing another line that was released the week prior, the event prior. So I think there's a lot of goods that came out of it, but I've had a lot of fun constructing these teams because I could spend an entire, stream, which we have, and we've only talked overall boost. I mean, if you want to keep up with it, we drop all these overall boost line combinations, what could be out there in our general Discord, which will be linked down below, and you can check that out. But like, I mean, it's just stagnant now. Like, what to expect. Now, I don't know if they're doing a full reset come season 2. I don't know what's out there, but I mean, if they do a full reset to an extent, it's like, okay, I have a lot of these cards, but now, like, this Brandon Montour card might be completely and utterly worthless as soon as the next season comes out because now it doesn't pair with anything. Well, now's the time to sell as high as it's going to be in case it doesn't have anything. But if you hold on to it, you run the risk of if it's not worth anything, you're just holding on to an 85 overall card, an 84 overall card. Now, you can trade them in for future events, but like if you spent, 100,000 coins on getting it, it's difficult. But I will say making coins this year as far as playing the market, which once again will be a whole nother episode because I could spend a lot of time on that. Coins have not been an issue this year for me, and I've never played the market, but I have this year a little bit. But that's a completely separate story. But I think I've had more fun and enjoyment making the team this year, but now it's kind of hitting stagnant because like the XP path was so long, and I think it's a perfect transition point of what I want to see moving forward for me personally is, yes, I think you need to have a reset on some of these line combinations of what it can be done. But I think you need to broaden it. I feel like, I think the overall boost, to keep it fresh, you should not be able to combo them. Maybe I'm going to be one of those guys, but having a plus 10 overall line and a plus 10 overall line, in November it's over the top. Now you can go wild and the fourth or fifth XP path when the game's kind of on its back end and you can just go crazy on it. But like early on, you don't need a plus 10 line. For me, you should have to choose one or the other. So that way you see more variety in all the line combinations that are out there. At the same time, I think the salary needs to go away. It's Hockey Ultimate Team. You're meant to make the best possible team that's out there, and you shouldn't be restricted based off the cards you want to make for it. If you have the overalls, only limit it to one thing, then you're in a good spot. AP is perfect. I love what they're doing with AP. I love the fact that they have captains cards out there. Now they fixed it where you can float multiple captains on your team. I think that's great. Going into season 2, what I hope they do is say if there's a captain's boost, I hope there's no difference in captains or heroes going into it. What I mean by that is if there's a boost that requires like a captain's or a heroes card, I hope there's no like, oh, it has to be now a season 2 hero instead of, well, what if I wanted to use season 1 heroes, if that makes sense. Or same thing with captains. I hope there's no difference in if I want to use a captain for one of these line combination boosts. I hope it doesn't limit me. Because, I mean, that Paul Coffey card we've had since the beginning of the game, and it's still one of the best if we had the, the ridiculous line combination boost on it. But that's what I want to see going into season 2. I know the salary cap's going to be there, but, like, we should not be restricted, nor should we be feeling like I have to limit my team to have, like, I mean, the first month and a half, it's like, oh, I have 3 good lines, and then it's a really crappy fourth line that gives me a salary or an AP boost, even though they may be like I'm having these 97, 95 overalls, and then my fourth lines, it's like 79s and 80s marquee cards that are just like, I hope you only see the ice one time because if not, like I'm going to get absolutely killed. Yeah, I mean, I think that's my 2 cents on like some of this stuff. I think it's great. I love this change going into this year. I've enjoyed it a lot more, and it's made like, would I really be having a base Rupe Hintz card in November? No, we would never have that. We'd be stacking up your MSPs and everything like that. So I think for me, I do like all the different line combinations, but I think you should be able to only limit it to 1 for overall boost. AP, you can stack. I don't mind stacking AP because I want to be able to activate those abilities. And it doesn't matter if it's activated on a card that only got a +3 boost. You know what I mean? So I think that's a really good way to go about it. And then, the AP boost, I don't mind the overall boost. They have, +3, a +4. Like, they're all pretty even across the board. So that's my hopeful suggestion going into season number 2. Now let's focus on the other side, which is the XP path. Who here finished the XP path in, I don't know, 3 weeks? Because reality, like, you could finish it pretty early on. I mean, if you're anything like me, I finished this XP path so quick it's not even funny, and I really didn't play the game as much as I did last year. And I haven't had new rewards in, I don't know, it's been 3-4 weeks now, realistically about 3-4 weeks. I think I finished this like mid or early October. That sounds about right. I mean, the rewards, I don't mind them. They're good. Like, I have no complaints on the rewards. Could they have been a little bit higher? Maybe, but like based on the cards and stuff that were coming out, it worked well for making MSPs and all that stuff. Same thing with the collectibles and what your trade-ins are. XP Path was good. The end card, Macklin Celebrini, by the time you got it though, worthless. Now, it helps that he got overall boost and stuff like that, which, can make it more enticing. I think they should do a boost, like it comes out right away. If you use 2 of the XP Path cards and you get the final one, the Macklin Celebrini, then people grind towards that more and it gets an overall boost or a big AP boost or something like that, then sweet. I think that's completely worth it. But the issue I have with it's the same issue I had last year. It caps. Right? 5 extra levels, which really doesn't take that long a time when you're grinding. How many things are out there to get extra XP? Like, the one thing you're going to really run into is like, why is this capped? Why don't they take a page out of MLB's book and, they do random, like pretty much like a lottery type pull at random. Maybe it's a pack. Maybe you get an MSP. Maybe you get a hero card out of it. Maybe you get a captain card out of it. Maybe you get collectibles. Maybe you get something, but like, literally getting 2 collectibles and a pack that's 378 pluses, which is nothing at this point in time. Half the time, like not even half, almost 9 out of 10 of these cards every time ain't even going to be an 80 or an 81. It sucks, and then it doesn't do anything for me by the time you get to this point. So they need to figure that out moving forward. There should not be a cap for me playing the game. The only thing I've gotten stuff from is from moments or Hut Champs. You're kind of, like, I'll go over the ranked and all that stuff on another episode, but like it feels so bottlenecked, it's not even funny. And you gotta keep it wide open. You gotta allow the people that actually want to play this game and thoroughly enjoy this game. You gotta let them do that. And you can't just go, okay, we gave you 5 extra levels, here you go, and then it's like, okay, that took me an extra couple days, and now I'm done. And now I'm twiddling my fingers for 3-4 weeks. How many people are like, well, what's the reward? What am I getting back for playing this game? And they just don't feel like it's equivalent to the time that they're putting in, and I don't blame you. The rewards itself were okay, like your trade-ins and what you could get, okay. The XP cards weren't bad, like that Will Smith I've used multiple times throughout the year, and he's done extremely well for me. Macklin Celebrini only when there's been big boost, so they got to make that end card a little bit more enticing, I think. Something that's like a, yes, no matter what, he's going to make my team because you've grinded all the way through to get to this point. I think that's maybe the more of like the right answer out of this. But yeah, I mean, it's the XP path and what you can get out of it. I think that there's some goods and there's some bads, but I just think to an extent we're kind of wasting our time. I mean, if you take a look and you go in XP seasons here, what do we get here? We get let's just go into it. We get 8,000, that's 16, that's 24, 32, 32, that's 45,000. 45,000 times that by, if you do all these objectives, which really wouldn't take that long because half of them are the same thing, that's 450,000 XP. And I could do that just playing, just squad battles. And I could have picked this game up and I could have easily got it. There's no reward on that XP path. It's really not that hard. And 450,000, that's half of what I needed right there. You know what I mean? Or that's 3/4 of what I needed to get that final card that's so desirable and you need it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I think you complete all those challenges in an hour, maybe 2 hours tops, and you're done and you move on to the next thing. I just don't think it's worthwhile. But, then it resets and we start over in Season 2. Season 2, it has to be something that blows me away. Otherwise, it's a game I'm not afraid of saying, like, it's maybe worth time putting down, or I only play champs and we make some stuff, some content off champs, because the events have been good, not great. Like, they've been solid. I've had no really big gripes or complaints except for when they did the one where you had to boost things by tokens. I hate that. Just let me make the cards that I want to make and leave it at that. But I I think they could do so much more. I mean, there's so many things you want to grind or you want to get. But that's kind of like my first thing we're gonna go over. I mean, this is episode 1. It's going to be kind of catered on like what you guys want me to explain or like what insights you want me to do. If anybody, has any questions, please leave them down below. Give me your thoughts or comment. Like what's something you'd like to change? And I like to keep it on focus. So the focus here is what's something you want to change with the XP path? What's something you want to see change with like how they build the teams as far as AP overall salary boost? And be realistic. Like if you're like, get rid of it all, like, okay, maybe, but if they put a lot of time and effort into it, it's probably not coming out anytime soon. We'll probably see this in the game for the next, 5 years, maybe like a 5-year cycle. Cause that's a business model, they got to see the return on investment. They don't expect it to be right away. But our next episode, we're going to kind of cover champs and rank rewards. I think that's a good way to do it. Champs and rank rewards along with the format of it. And, is this working? Is this not working? I think we'll cover that on the next one. We'll try to push out a couple episodes before we hit season 2. But if you guys got anything else, please let me know down below. If you like what you saw here today, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We're almost at 500, so very appreciative that we've still trickled in some followers or subscribers over the last month and a half since I've made my last video. Other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.